Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of May tarot oracle reading. And Scorpio, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Scorpio, we all have a little bit of Scorpio in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart done, what house is Scorpio in? That will be where this energy shows up the most for you. This is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I have posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That may give you further clarity to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Just going to double check that I have this. Good, okay. Have it lined up correctly. There we go. All right, so the underlying energy for the entire reading is the Queen of Swords. So this is learning the art of discernment. The Queen of Swords, she is considered to be the coldest of the queens in the minor arcana. But that's because she's been there, done that, and she has the t-shirt. And she is not interested in repeating the same old bullshit. She has her left hand out saying, hey, I'm willing to receive, but you better come in and what you have had better be real. I'm not putting up with any bullshit. So come in correct or don't come in at all. And if you do, off with your head. She's done. She's done with the bullshit. She knows what she wants. Her head is out of the clouds and she is ready to move on and move forward. And then look at this, we have the Devil for the internal forces. So this is saying, Scorpio, that there's some energy here of maybe you're feeling temptation, or you're possibly, if you have a lover, your lover or partner, business partner, whatever is feeling, someone intimate to you is feeling temptation. This card of the Devil is representing the temptation, basically. And these two lovers are yoked to each other and then they're chained to Saturn's box. The Devil is crouched in between them in this position because this represents animal instinct. So this saying this relationship is actually based on lust rather than love. And at root anyway. And this energy is someone's tempted here. Or this represents, this could be a lover that's outside of a relationship that you're in, that your partner's in, something like that. If it's not about love, it could be about a business partner or someone in your family, that type of energy, someone that you're close to. And when the Devil comes up, I always cover him with the next card because I want to see what does he want? Who does he send in for his minion? Because the Devil doesn't do his own dirty work. And I want to see, like, maybe God covers it. This energy is your internal forces, and those are the what ifs. So if you'll know it's an internal force because you'll be saying, if I do this, what if they do that? And what if I don't do this? What if they do this? That kind of energy. It can keep you in a thinking loop for a long time. And so the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life coming out. So the next card up is having the courage to have the strength to face your fears and not give in to the temptation. So this is really good. This is showing strength and integrity of character. This young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth. And she's doing so because she is facing her fears. And that's what this lion represents. It's a mature male lion. So if you were reaching into a lion's mouth like this, it'd be kind of a crazy thing to do. But this is representing her fear. And he is a mature lion and he has his tail tucked under. So he is being submissive to this because he knows she means business and she is doing this often. She's working very much on herself, on her shadow side, and possibly on her inner child. And she wants to come to infinite potential, to the power of infinity and beyond. And she knows if she needs to face her fears, if she's going to be able to do that. So congratulations on that, Scorpio. It takes a lot of courage to look at our shadow side. And then we have the High Priestess. Yes, this requires having using your intuition. The High Priestess is very intuitive. She uses her intuition to come to creative solutions. She is sitting next to God, and she is sitting in between these two pillars. And these pillars are representing two extremes and all the information in between about those two extremes. And this is talking about, in this case, Jesus and the devil. So she's really sitting in between two extremes. She follows the cycles of the moon because she knows there's certain times when she's more intuitive and when it's better to start projects and better to release because the energy is more supportive. All of this behind her, all this activity behind her represents information. Information equals energy. So the more information we have, sometimes the more difficult it is to choose between all the information. And so this is talking about having to get neutral to the extremes, to the information, so that you can make strong choices that are based on the most creative solution, rather than on making assumptions or also using, being in an emotional state and letting that sway you in some way. So this is talking about, this is how you are, your self-identity and image right now is you feel you're an intuitive person and you're using it. You maybe have a lot of information to sort through, maybe from this having happened. The Queen is in this state. The Queen wasn't always cold like this, but she's been through something here that has caused her to be in that energy, and she's sorting. This is talking about sorting through that information. Now we have the Nine of Cups coming up, and the Nine of Cups represent a lot of love. The cup energy in tarot represents love, and quite often romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. It could be love of anyone, like your family, your children, your pets, and this can even be love of something that you love to do or love to be. And this is saying this person, it could be saying you're a public figure because this person is on a stage, or it can represent maybe someone that is involved in whatever information or whatever is going on here is on a public stage, or both of you are, or you just have a public platform on social media, etc. And so when the Nine Cups here represent something that you've always wished for, and you're very close to obtaining it. You're highly favored to have this, but you have to keep your focus. And you can see, like, these cups, for some of you, they might be behind on a shelf and they're in the past, or they might be above the head right now, or they could be forward and he's sitting behind them a little bit there. And so this could represent it's coming in the future here. And the energy that he's in, when you look at his body language, with his feet turned out like this, he's leaking energy from his root chakra. So this is talking, showing like there is some weariness here, but he does have his arms in the shape of an infinity symbol. And in this energy, he's quite powerful. He looks like a genie. This is saying he's highly favored to succeed at this. He's been successful before, clearly. And he is now close to getting what he wants, but this is saying stay focused so that you can stay in the game. Many race is lost in the last lap. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Cups. So she's, her cup is almost like a trophy. It's so big. She is the most loving, kind, considerate, maternal person out of the four queens. She is considered to be like, she would be the most traditionally married, or in a traditional relationship. And when it, like marriage and maybe even the type of person that would remain at home and, just look after the home, not just look after the home and the children and, all of the tasks around that, as well as, and maybe not have, be so focused on career. And so she is, her cup has a lid on it, and this represents unconditional love. This can also represent your maternal bloodline, so your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother down the line. And so there could be something coming in about your maternal line or something happening with your maternal line. And then we have this energy of the Two of Wands. So the wands in tarot represent taking action, having passionate action. The wands are made of wood, and they represent the element of fire. So wood fuels fire. And this is talking about feeling the passion to take action and move forward. This energy here is someone who's really thinking about expanding in something or some, some energy in his life. This is about wanting to maybe move in forward in a bigger way. He has the world in his hands, this globe, and he's like, I have the world in my hands, and he's standing at the top of his turret and surveying his domain. But he knows that he's a big fish in a little pond. His domain maybe is not as big as he would like it to be, and he wants to expand that. This wand that's planted here, I feel this represents like something he's been very successful at. And so sometimes this reminds me of an entrepreneur who wants to maybe franchise his business and start having locations, in other cities and that, and having a format. And then this is about moving forward. Sometimes it can be with, if he wants to move forward with passion, he might be thinking maybe it's time to find that special someone, or maybe he's run into someone and he feels like this is the person for me, and now I want to focus more on love. And this is something I've always wanted, and now I've run into the person that I want to do this with, and I would like to build maybe a family, have children with this person, that kind of energy. And then we have the soulmate card. So the Two of Cups energy is talking about, soulmate energy. And this is when two people come together and they're destined to be together. Their souls have made an agreement on some level to come together in this lifetime. They have masculine and feminine qualities. Each of them are very balanced in that. So they don't need each other to complete them. They are solid on their own, but this is more of a coming together because it's fun and because they enjoy each other's company, have a lot of passion for each other. Quite often these two might be coming from very different cultures or social class, any occupations, religions, anything like that. It's kind of an energy of someone probably that is not your usual person that you would date. But when they get to know each other, it's interesting because usually they have shared very similar experiences around the same age. And that's because they're so in tune with the higher self network. And they understand each other like right away, because they both have had similar experiences, yet they're different enough that they can teach each other and learn from each other. This is also the Hermes symbol, which is talking about Virgo energy. It's about healing and also really strong communication. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. And then we have here judgment coming in. So there's some sort of judgment that needs to come in. There's some justice lacking somewhere. There's some reason why the Queen is cold, and why you feel the need to dig deep, to be able to look at your shadow side and figure out how you can proceed in a stronger way. And so this judgment is coming in from the spiritual realm, and the trumpet's blowing. The ancestors are literally coming out of their boxes. They're like, woohoo, finally, judgment is here. And the descendants are waving at them from across the veil. So this can represent some unfinished business that your ancestors had. And that's why they're celebrating. They're like, quite often when this card comes up, and especially with this card, it means you're on your destined path. And part of our journey is to clear up the karma in our bloodline. So that's why they're cheering, because whatever you're doing here, the courageous having the courage to work through this is really benefiting the bloodline. And they call it, a lot of people call that generational curses, where people handle things in a way that's not that productive, and it's passed on from one generation to the other. And then we have this energy of this heartbreak. And so of course when you look at this card, it's like, wow, somebody has really had a really negative experience here in love. So this is representing heartache. This energy is talking about there's 3 swords in the heart. And but when you look at it a second time, you realize, oh, okay, the heart is actually really big for the size of the swords. So maybe this, they're more like maybe nails. Like this person can possibly function again. When we look at this could look like a hard surface with like a cliff with a cloud. And so that could be representing that someone has their head in their clouds. They don't want to really see what happened here because it was too harsh. The heart is in the throat, if you look, and these are the shoulders, and this is the neck, and that's the head. And so this is talking about, hardening up like the Queen has. And, you don't want to stay in this energy forever. It's like a protective shell, but eventually you want to be able to come, heal and come out of that. And so that's what this card represents. Sometimes the need for forgiveness and, healing the heart energy. And a lot of that could be from when you were a child. So this energy is talking about being in a position of apology, or like an apology is needed, or forgiveness is needed. And remember, forgiveness is for yourself. You can forgive someone and decide you don't ever want to see them again. You don't even have to tell them you forgive them. You just do it for yourself so that you can heal your heart and move on to another relationship, especially if you have a soulmate coming in. And that soulmate energy is very healing because it's a relationship that is there's a lot of understanding there. So this energy, the swords represent your thoughts and your mental intelligence and your discipline of your mind. And so that's what this energy is talking about. There could have been harsh words spoken, gossip, slander, sometimes in matters of love. If you've been injured in a love relationship, this could talk about a third party involvement, that type of energy. So let's see. And sometimes this can represent someone who's too afraid to speak their truth. Their heart is in their throat kind of energy, and they're afraid. And that could have been something that you're healing. Maybe when you were a child, you didn't feel that you could really express who you really were. And so we have this energy, especially when this is sitting on the devil. So something happened that was like not productive for you as a child. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands energy is talking about, now we're moving into the external forces. The external forces, you're not asking what if anymore, you're asking what the F. And this is like external forces. So you have control over the internal forces, but you don't have control over what other people are going to say or do. You don't have necessarily control over the economy and what the leaders of the countries are doing, but you do have control over whether you're going to react to this or are you going to respond to it, so that you have a strong outcome. So the Queen of Wands is representing someone who's naturally happy. She's considered a natural beauty and very sexy. She has she's happy because she follows the sun. This represents God's energy and her destined path. And this banner behind her is actually representing the veil between the spiritual and the physical world and how thin it is, and how our intuition and logic, when they come together, we can find a creative solution for anything. She's happy because she always comes up with a creative solution. She has this little black cat here, and a lot of people wouldn't have a black cat because they're afraid of bad luck, but she doesn't care. She's like, I love my cat, and I'm not going to worry about it. So she also is she's the element of fire here. And this is your external forces. So I feel like this Queen of Wands could be someone in your external forces, or this could be that you are now, this is how you were before your heart got broken in this way. And once this energy is healed, this is who you don't feel like you're yourself right now in this energy. You might still love, but you don't have the passion that you used to, or the confidence, I feel, as either. And so this energy, okay, here we have it. So first card out is talking about the Three of Cups. Now, a lot of readers do read this as a celebration, and they're right, it is. And for them, it may show up as a true celebration. But this card always shows up for me with this third-party energy, kind of, heartbreak type energy. And so this is talking, I feel, about a past relationship that you've had. And this is talking like there's three people celebrating here, but they're not looking at each other. So they're celebrating something that has happened, and it has to do with love. That's what the cups are about. And so if this is romantic love, this could easily be one of the third party people, and the other people could be people in your family or friends that knew about it, but they for whatever reason they felt this person would be a better match for your spouse or your partner, whatever that is. And so quite often when there's a third party situation, this can represent gossip and slander. And if there's a lot of gossip and slander and a lot of people knew that something was going on and they didn't tell you, then and these are people from your inner circle or whatever you're going through, then it brings in another level of feeling like you've been that there's been deception. Because if you can't trust your own family and friends to tell you what's going on, and they know what's going on, or God forbid one of them is actually involved in this energy, then you are you have to work through all of that, as well as letting go of your significant other. So this can be very challenging. And also in many cultures, when you are toasting someone in Europe, like if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll get upset with you. It's like they have a superstition that there's 7 years bad luck if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, and it's bad luck in your romantic love life. And you look here, look at the difference between these two cards. This is how you toast someone. Whenever you toast someone or you're toasting, you usually look at the person, not at the cup, and say cheers. You click glasses and look them in the eye and say cheers, and that shows that you are happy for them, like that the toast is for hey, I'm so happy for you, and they're happy for you, and they're happy that you're happy for them. That makes sense. So yeah, I feel that, and this card now is going in your position of commitment, partnerships, and marriage. So definitely this third party energy here has had an effect on you at some level. Someone's betrayed you in a relationship, and it could have been with someone, I feel like, in your maternal bloodline. And so this energy is talking about that this external force coming in is something that you're healing from. And it's not just the fact that you maybe because this heartbreaking decision quite often could be divorce, with this third party energy dividing a couple, and then finding out that it was one of your friends or your family, and that other people knew and no one told you, and they were gossiping and talking about it and laughing. It's not a good energy. It's not a happy feeling. And if it wasn't a third party energy and it's more about business and there was kind of some sort of betrayal happening in your business, and people knew and they participated and laughed about it, and you found out that it's the same, like it makes it that much worse to get over. And then the Wheel of Fortune is here, though. So this is going in your position of transition. So the Wheel of Fortune is the past, the present, and the future coming together in synchronicity. And quite often it can be very serendipitous, like it just happens. It just seems like, oh, wow, look, like that's wild. And this actually has 3 wheels, and the past, the present, and the future coming together. But on one of these wheels there is the Hebrew letters for the name of God, and this is Tetragrammaton, which is a sacred symbol geometric symbol that represents unity and balance. And this energy, it's also about perfect order. And it's about the wheels coming together through synchronicity and bringing your life back into order so that you're under God's plan. And that's a real beautiful feeling when the wheel of fortune starts turning for you and you know God's hand is in it. You can feel safe again. And that usually happens when you start healing and you make this effort to be able to get back on course after having like some real major difficulty. And realizing that, you know, God is a loving God and that you need to open back up to love to be able to follow God's plan. And that can take a lot of courage. So this is talking about that type of energy. Also, in geometria, they assign numerical value to different letters. And in the letters of God, if they were put together in different combinations and added up, they would approximate the phi ratio, which is 1.618. And this is like nesting boxes that gradually get bigger, but they all fit in together to click into each other to make a pattern. And they're of different proportions, but they all add up to that same numerical value. And the energy is how a lot of things are put together on the planet. And when you start to realize this, it's amazing. When you take a walk in nature, you can see it everywhere. Like if you look at tornadoes and hurricanes, seashells, pine cones, pineapples, anything with that spiraling, you know, cone flowers, that type of energy, even beehives, honey beehives, that you can see this pattern. It's the golden spiral. And then we also have the golden ratio, which is the proportions that make up different like animals and people. And so, for example, like the human face, you know, the distance between your hairline and your eyebrows, and then your eyebrows to the bottom of your nose, bottom of nose to your chin. And then you look at, you know, the division in the half, the spacing of the eyes. They're slightly different in people, but they are pretty much in that same kind of value. And you can also look at like the size of the head, the upper body to the lower body, and then the upper limbs to the lower limbs, hands, feet, toes, and fingers. They're all approximately the same. And when you go out in nature, you'll see this in flowers, you'll see it in trees, the way the branches are formed. And once you start looking for it, when you go for a walk in nature, and it's like it's so beautiful, like when you start seeing this every time you go out, because the world's a very chaotic place, and sometimes it feels like, you know, a lot of people feel like the world's going to shift. But when you start seeing that perfect order everywhere you go, and you know, like God has it covered. Like it's in order. It just seems like it's not. And you know, the energy is always moving and fluctuating, so it's contracting and expanding, and everything eventually comes back to order, and the truth eventually always comes out. And then we have the magician energy. So this is talking about an energetic upgrade after this transition. The wheel is starting to turn. You have an energetic upgrade, the magician. And this is when you get back into like your energy of, okay, I'm going to use my intuition and my logic together to take my thoughts. I'm going to bring them down to planet Earth here. I'm going to create a beautiful garden of a life. And I have all the tools I need. I just need to figure out how to use them and which tool to use. This is infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And this energy is so awesome because it's an energetic upgrade after you make this transition. When you when you make that decision to heal. And this is in your higher learning. And then we have a passion for new discovery. So this is beautiful because it's talking about the energy that we're in right now. I'm getting the cards together, and then I'm going to talk about the full moon coming up. We've had a lot of new energy just in this last while. It's kind of been a wild astrological time on the planet. A lot of astrologers are saying that there's 6 planets that have moved into the sign of Aries. over the last few months and in the last year. And this has been something that they say won't happen probably for another 500 to 800 years, like that, for all these planets to move into the sign of Aries. And this is really, like for instance, Neptune moved from Pisces, which is the senior executive of the zodiac, the very last sign. It's a water sign. It's about your idealism in that, Neptune. And how do you approach life? Like, how do you approach your relationships, whether that be in business or your family or your lover, whatever that is, even your relationship with yourself. And when Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years, and it just moved into Aries at the end of February. And so this, a lot of people are feeling it, and because Aries is the very first sign in the zodiac. It's like the infant of the zodiac, and it's a fire sign. And so we've got water and fire here, and we've got new. Think about a baby, how much they learn in the first year. And we have 14 years of this, of this new energy. And on April 17th, we had the new moon left Pisces and moved into Aries as well. So this is talking about having this new energy, and that's what the aces represent. It's a gift from the divine and the universe collaborating to bring this new energy into you. And this is talking about having new passion for life, new passion for discovery, like wanting to do things in a new way and embracing this energy instead of fighting it. So this energy is talking about that energy. Did you fall? Come here. Stella, come. Do you want to come up here? Come here. She likes to sit on my lap, and she was purring, and she got happy feet, and she went in a circle. Did you fall? I'm not laughing at you. Did you fall off my lap? Come here. Come on, come up. It's okay. Silly girl. You know, when cats get happy feet and they get so into it, she kind of got so into it, she fell off my lap. It's okay. I'm not laughing at you, honest. She really loves the energy of the readings, and she purrs, and purr of a cat has such a high vibration. Figure it actually can lower blood pressure. You might not be able to hear it. I have a noise canceling mic on. I have a lot of construction around me. So that if you've been looking for my readings, I like to post them first thing in the morning, but I can't get caught up in my schedule. So I'm just doing them when I can, because I have a lot of very loud construction around me right now. So I do, I have to follow their schedule. All right, so we have this energy of the Seven of Cups coming in. So the Seven of Cups, each of these cups has a different gift in them. They're talking about a lot of opportunity. You're like a black hole sucking opportunity, and once you make this shift here. And so, but like a black hole, you have to put your own spin on it. So each of these cups has a gift in it. Sometimes when there's this much energy and we're like offered this much, it can be really intimidating. We don't know which one to take. And we're worried, oh, well, if we don't take them all, then like we'll lose them. And that's not the energy here. The energy is saying that you will have opportunities for these. These are destined for you. It's up to you to put your own spin on them, how you want to approach them. And a lot of these will come in looking like challenges. The universe wants you to put your own spin on it and make it what it is of your own. So this is talking about, deciding which opportunities you want, but there's a lot there. And with your soulmate, maybe this is a lot of new opportunities coming in that the two of you can work on together and complement each other's energy. As I said, quite often soulmates have gone through similar experiences, but come from different backgrounds and education, etc. So it's kind of like a good opposing force there. And then we have the sun coming in. And so this is the happiest card in the deck. So this is saying you're destined to be very happy and back in this energy of being your natural self. being able to find solutions to problems and getting out of this worry and heartache energy. This is talking about you when you were a child. You're a child of God, and this banner represents your destiny. And this young child is riding on this pony, totally no reins, bareback, no fear. The sun is shining happily on this card, and when the sun comes into the reading, it's representing God's energy, and it's saying it's shining light on the whole reading, and also happiness. And the sunflowers are turning on the wall here. They're all happy too. So this is a beautiful energy. This is what you're destined to be in, and this is what is the promise is coming in. It's for you've clearly been working hard to stay on your path and benefit the world for sure. And so this energy, I'm going to clarify this. Those of you who feel like, oh, this is enough energy for me, I'll just quickly talk about this full moon and how this affects this energy. I like to get a take on it first, find that it's way easier to explain it. So basically, we have a Scorpio full moon. And the Scorpio energy is in like transition. It's about transition. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So the transition that's coming in is actually very beneficial for you, Scorpio. That's not surprising. And but the opposing energy, the sun is in Taurus, and Taurus is across the wheel. The opposing sign, the sign that's directly across the horoscope wheel, is quite often feeling this energy. So this energy of Scorpio and Taurus are both feeling this energy a lot. There's often like some sort of conflict between. The thing is that Taurus loves form. It's Taurus represents the pentacle energy. This is talking about it's about turning, matter, having matter matters. So Taurus energy wants security. Like they want to know their bills are going to be paid. They want to know that they're secure in their third dimensional life. It's important to them for them to feel comfortable. And this is about their own personal values, that kind of energy. Whereas the Scorpio energy is more like, let's blow it up and see what happens. It's a water sign. It's, this is the middle one. This is, the Scorpio energy is considered to be the sexual gladiator of the horoscope. So this is someone that is very passionate, and their words can have a sting because they're represented by the scorpion, and in some cultures it's represented by the eagle as well. So they know how to soar. They like to shift apart and put it back together and see what happens. They like change, transformation, and that's the transition energy. So I feel like you could still have everything you wish for. It's just this conflict an inner conflict of wanting the security and also wanting for things to change. And if you're wanting things to change, that's what we have right now. The thing about this moon also is like this Taurus energy is, if you've ever, Taurus is the toddler of the universe. It's the second sign. And if you ever ask a toddler to share, they could throw a fit, and it's like a bull in a china shop. And that's that kind of, they're very stubborn. If they don't want to share, they'll freak out. And so that's their big learning task, is to learn how to give and take in relationships and in, just in general. And the Scorpio energy is talking about shared possessions. And it's talking about this is all that is mine, and this is all that is yours. So the Scorpio energy is much more likely to share, but sometimes other people's possessions. So this is like, they're not as attached to what is, especially in the material world. And it can be about destruction, like the transformation. It can feel very destructive. And so and you have to, and that energy, so that's kind of the conflict that's in between these two signs. And this energy is also really emphasizing, because of the Aries energy, everything being in Aries in the new. Aries is about, I'll tell you who I am. I want to be my authentic self. And so this energy can be very emotional, and it could be like an energy of wanting to declare who you are and what your values are, and you want to, like, it could be with the full moon energy. We also have Neptune on the 25th. This moon is coming on May 1st, and on 25th, well, Neptune, which was yesterday, Neptune is moving into the sign of Gemini. And this is like wild energy. This is like, the last time this happened was in 1941 to 1949, when World War II energy was going on. So a lot of that energy, like, it's pretty intense in the world out there right now. We're having like a lot of people concerned and worried about that energy. So people's emotions are very high right now, and then there's all this new energy coming in, and Scorpio loves that new energy. It's like, yes, there's transformation happening, and everybody else is like, Gemini, though, enjoys that energy as well. Gemini is a very quick-witted, it's an air sign. It's very quick-witted, and they are often accused of doing a 360, not a 180. Like, they can go all the way from where they were all the way around in a second and come back, and they're back where they were again, but they went through a range of emotions doing it. And quite often people get upset with the Gemini energy because one minute they're this way, they're accused of being moody a lot of the time, and that's because they're quick to change their mind. Like, they can do that. It's not challenging for them, so it's more in their nature, actually. So that's the what this full moon energy. So be careful with this full moon that you're not, if you're going to express your emotions, that you do it in the best way possible. You don't want to be really impulsive and aggressive, that kind of energy, because it won't work well for you. And especially don't get on social media and go tweeting all over the place, and then the next day you find out, oh crap, that was AI. It's that kind of energy. And sometimes you just can't take words back. If you hurt someone's heart like this, they don't want to take you back. Like, it was too painful. It's that type of energy, and that can be very devastating for people. So I'm going to clarify now with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this energy is talking about the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started this back in 2007. And in 2020, I completed all of the 64 paintings. It's from the Intergalactic Federation Light, and there's big dragon paintings, 3 feet by 4 feet, and they're very detailed. And they all come from a different place in the world or in the universe. And so it's taken me a while, but I'm on my way now to gathering the information. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and that energy is the information, not the energy. Sorry, I'm trying to I'm starting to do the reading here, and I got to stop and finish telling you this. So the information is on my website. There's some information there about the paintings, but I wanted to work with the cards and play with them so that I can get a better idea. I have had them at my seminars and at psychic fairs for 4 years in the past, but I didn't have the whole deck done. So now it's a very different deck again. So we have this energy right now, this that's sitting on the overlying energy about needing to learn this discernment. There's a lot of abuse of power, this is talking about abuse of power is basically when someone has power and they don't use it in a way that's beneficial for others. And so sometimes it's not even intentional, like especially like if someone has never had power before and then all of a sudden they have power, they might not even know what to do with it. It's that kind of energy. And quite often in matters of love, if one partner is really very unconditionally loving, the other one might take that as a weakness and just feel like, oh, I can do what I want with this person. Like they keep forgiving me. It's not that they keep forgiving you. It's because they have unconditional love for you. But eventually that catches up. And then we also have the karmic space of the need to be right. And so the need to be right, sometimes we do need to be right. Sometimes it can be a matter of life and death. And sometimes we just need to be right because we want to be right. And we don't want to admit we're wrong. And it's that kind of energy, like, I'm not wrong, I'm always right. Well, if you're always right, it means other people have to be wrong. And eventually that wears thin on a lot of people. So you don't want to make mountains out of molehills, and you don't want to make molehills out of mountains. We have the energy of the magician, and this is talking about your identity. So you know that you are very powerful. And so we have the magician coming out twice, saying this is an energetic upgrade if you use your intuition. Don't just use your logic, use your intuition as well. And you will, the Scorpio energy is the most, the water signs are the most emotional. If you can use that sensitivity to really help empower you to get in touch with your feeling, use that to get access to your intuition in a powerful way. And we have the star energy here on the wishing for. So you may have wished upon a star when you were younger and it's saying it's coming true, but it's not because you sat there and did nothing. It's because you actually put some energy and effort into staying on your path. The energy of the star is a galactic energy, and it's talking about bringing your special qualities to the earth, and also following the North Star energy, which is your North Node, your destined path. As long as you stay on your destined path, you're more likely to get what you wish for. And then this is the Pisces energy that we were talking about. I feel like Neptune is having a big effect on people. Because, and Pisces is ruled by Saturn and Neptune. And Saturn joined Neptune about 10 days after Neptune went into Aries. Saturn joined there too. And Saturn is all about responsibility and the way we carry ourselves forward, that kind of energy. And so this is talking about like your upbringing and maybe doing things differently from the way your ancestors did it, the way your parents did things. The things that we do, that we learned to do for the last 14 years as well. Doing it that same old way may not work for you at all, or it might not work the same way. So you're going to have to adjust how you approach life in general. And this is the sun energy. So we have the sun out here twice shining on this energy of wanting to expand and possibly change locations even, and expand in this energy. And then right away, boom, the soulmates come in. And this may be you've always wanted to have that special love in your life. Here it is. Again, when you wish upon a star, if you just sit there and wait for it to drop in your lap, you might be disappointed. So you have to have a good attitude. And then this is talking about this energy judgment. Sometimes people have expectations of how things should be, and it can put you on a foolish journey, because expectations create limitations. And it can actually, like if, let's say like your soulmate comes along, but they're not who you expected them to be, and you don't give it a chance, you could really be limiting yourself here. And so this is saying, keep an open mind. An open mind is your best friend in this energy. And then we have the Aries energy, and that's what I already spoke about that. And that's in your, to heal your heartache here. It's important that you look at things from a different perspective, and recognize that, again, that the energy is really shifting now, and it looks like you're doing the inner work here. You didn't give in to temptation to take the easy way out, so it's really good energy. And then external forces are ruled by the moon, and it says reckless abandon, because it's talking about if you can discipline your mind so that you can quiet it down and you can feel with your intuition, you're going to have more creative solutions. And when we have a full moon in particular, we're highly, highly intuitive. So use that energy. And then we have the Libra energy coming in. And this is saying that maybe in this first relationship, Libra is about being mature enough to make those commitments of marriage and raising families. And it's a huge commitment. Just getting, you think about getting a kitten, When you get the kitten, you think, oh, you know, how much work is a kitten? But kittens last, like a lot of cats live to be 20 years old or so. And so it's a huge, you know, like if you're planning to have that have that person or that cat in your life, it's a huge commitment. And so that Libra energy kind of represents that you're mature enough to handle that now. And that's in your commitments, your partnerships, and your spouse. So this is talking about having this transition is coming about because you've had the patience and the devotion to your path to stay on track, and had faith in God's plan. And as a child of God, that you are loved, even when you didn't feel it, like you were loved from the people around you. That's when God usually will sometimes even isolate you, and you'll be in this energy then of, okay, I am loved. I'm loved by God. And so sometimes we need that energy coming in. When you don't have anyone else and God's there for you, then it's kind of hard to leave God, though. But you have to get back on your path and get going. So we have the falling star energy. And so this falling star energy is talking about falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And this is talking about, again, this energetic upgrade, like the ability to be able to heal. We have the Magician at the beginning here, again saying use your intuition. And because you did, now like this new love is coming in, and it's going to be a huge energetic upgrade for you. And then look at this right away, a new passion with the Lovers card. So that's speaking about that energy coming in, and it's also on your career and reputation. So I feel like the two of you might have something that you love to do together. Maybe there's a business that you participate in, or you empower each other in your businesses, whatever that is. The Wheel of Fortune is turning, and again, this is showing it again. So this is saying that there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming in, and possibly towards that. Because now when you have the support, it's a totally different thing. And then we have the energy of anger. So this is talking about if you've been angry. Oh, this is awesome. So if you've been angry, you know, there's such a thing as righteous anger. And, you know, it's not saying, oh, you shouldn't be angry. But what it is saying is that, you know, you don't want to hang on to anger forever, because it's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's passed down from generation to generation. So this is talking like, you know, there's a few, there's just 2 karmic spaces, or 3 here, but this is talking that you have, you're not just doing this for yourself, but also for your bloodline, clearing karma up. So that's awesome energy. Really, really nice reading. I really like this, Scorpio. I hope you also enjoyed it. Please do give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate. I will be back with another astrological reading for you, and that one will be for the beginning of May. Hard to believe we're already there. Bye for now, Scorpio.